Janae here, and I'm back today with another video. So today is going to be a girl talk, and the topic that I chose for today is the do's and don'ts of a relationship. Okay, so I have 3 tips under do's, and then I also have 3 tips under don'ts. Okay, so let's go ahead and get straight into it. So the first tip under my do's is do encourage each other. Okay, it is very important to encourage one another because you need that partner who's going to motivate you, who's going to push you towards whatever goals, whatever ambition you have. You want that person to be your supporter. It's very important to have that person who's going to encourage you and to motivate you because, like I said, even on those days that you don't want to get up out the bed and you don't want to, just be productive, you start to fall off, you start to slack off. You want that person that's going to pick you up and be like, okay, I'm here to help you achieve your goals, okay, big or small. That's very important to have that person that's going to encourage you, okay? Number 2 is to be honest with one another. Okay, be honest. It's good to, before you get into a relationship, it's good to build that bond, build that friendship with that person that you're going to be in a relationship with. You want to be comfortable. Number 1, you want to be very comfortable, and you want to feel like you're able to trust them. Okay, if you be honest up front, letting them know if you have children, or if you have a past of being in prison, or even certain situations with certain relationships with other people, you really want to be honest with them when it comes to things like that, because if you're honest with them up front and you explain to them and let them know what's going on, that way later down the road they don't have to hear it from anyone else, because you guys have already had a discussion about that. So it's good to be honest with one another, because if you don't have trust, if you can't trust that person, or if you can't be honest or whatever, then your relationship will fail with that person. Number 3 is do respect one another. Okay, something that kind of bothers me nowadays on social media is that they kind of I wouldn't say glorify, but they kind of make like the abusive relationships physical, non-physical, whatever. I feel like social media is kind of starting to make that a normal thing. And I really hate that it does that nowadays, because, you will find a man that will not cheat on you. You'll find a man that won't raise a hand to you, that won't hurt your feelings. It is men out there that still exist. So when they post these things on social media, like fighting your significant other or doing disrespectful things to your significant other is okay, because it's not. So you really have to watch out for stuff like that. Don't let family, friends too deep into your relationship, because something that your partner did that's going to hurt you and you tell them about it, well, 9 times out of 10 you'll forgive them, and your family and your friends won't forgive them, because they'll have a bad taste in their mouth from what you told them about that person. So it's very good to respect one another. Whatever problems or issues that you guys have, try to work on them privately, because if you let all of these different opinions and people into your relationship, then you'll start going off of what they say and not what you guys truly want to do in your heart. Okay, so it's very good to respect one another. Okay, now I'm going to start with my don'ts list. Okay, number 1 is don't assume. Okay, if you constantly assume in your relationship, that's going to push that person away from you, and that's going to start making them do the things that you think they're doing anyway. Like if your man goes out to hang out with his boys once a week, and every time he goes, he has to hear your mouth about, oh well, I know it's gonna be some females over there, I know you going to do this and that, blah blah blah, and they're looking like, I'm really not going to do these things, but if she keeps accusing me of this, if she keeps accusing me of talking to this girl or going to cheat and I'm not, well, I'm going to start doing that anyway, because that's what she thinks I'm doing anyway. So you don't want to assume. You always want to have that line of communication open, okay? Be open, have great communication, don't hide anything from each other, and, like I said, just don't assume, because, what your past exes or past relationships, how those have worked out in the past, doesn't mean that the person you're with now should have to pay for that. Okay, so just try to keep stuff like that in mind. Okay. So number two, it goes for men and women, like I said, but mostly women, is don't be naive. Okay. Women are natural nurturers. We want to help you. We want to nurture you. We want to give you that life, that love, that warmth feeling that you never had. You know, normally as women, that's just how we are. We just want to nurture them. And if you are in a relationship or you're with someone and you ignore that women's intuition, because we have it for a reason, if you ignore that women's intuition of, well, I think this person is using me, you think you're in a toxic relationship, an abusive relationship, keep that gut feeling, because you have that gut feeling for a reason. Okay, if you're in an abusive relationship, or you feel like you're in a relationship with someone that's using you, and it's felt like that from day one, if you keep going years or months with this person ignoring that intuition feeling, then 9 times out of 10 it's not going to end well, because at that point you're going to feel even more connected, or so, you know, too deep in with that person, to where it's going to be harder and harder to leave down the road. Okay, don't be naive, because at the end of the day, you have to take care of you first. Okay, and I understand that when you are with someone and you love them and you don't want to leave them and it's hard, I understand, because I've been through the same thing. But if you nip it in the bud, yeah, you'll be sad for a little bit, but once you get over it, you'll come back stronger. Okay, because you've lived through it, and you know that I'm not going to be naive, or I'm not going to let anyone in the future use me, because I know what that feels like. I've lived through that, you know. So that's very good. At some point in time, we all have to go through it, you know, just because we're only human. But if you sing, you know, heard the same song over and over again, then eventually, you know, you'll do what's right. Okay. Number 3 is, last on the don'ts list, but number 3 is don't lose your individuality. Okay. Keep your freedom. If you are with someone in a relationship and you notice that they don't want you to go see your friends or go see your family, or they have a problem with you being away from them at any point in given time, then 9 times out of 10, that person is going to pull you away from yourself. Okay, it's good to be in a relationship to where, you know, don't get me wrong, you don't need to be partying until 2-3 o'clock in the morning every weekend if you're in a relationship. But you know, some people have that understanding. But you know, don't lose who you are. Okay, your relationship is, yes, you're with someone, you are codependent, you are one with that person, but at the end of the day, you are still your own individual person. Okay, if you have this passion, or you know, this dream to where you want to make music, for example, and you getting in a relationship with someone, you're going to go through that puppy love stage. Okay, you're going to go through that puppy love stage where you don't want to be away from them, they don't want to go to work, you don't want to go to work, you just want to lay up under each other 24/7, and eventually that is going to fade, most of the time. But you know, if you want to be this musician and you're in this relationship every day, and this person is starting to pull you away from your dream of making music, then you're losing your sense of individuality at the end of the day. Okay, like I said, it's very important to still have that freedom when you're in a relationship. You need to take that me time. You're constantly up under each other all day, every day. You're going to clash, you're going to bump heads. You know, everyone needs that freedom at the end of the day. Don't let anyone steer you away from your dreams, your goals, your ambitions. If anything, like I said, that person should be motivating you toward your dreams, not away from your dreams. Okay, so it's very important is to not lose yourself in a relationship. Okay, but those are all of the tips that I have for you guys today. I really hope that you like this video. Leave me some girl talk topics in the comment section. Give me some new ideas or whatever, and also subscribe to the channel and join the block party, because it's so lit, you guys. And I will talk to you in my next video.